Hey everybody, welcome to Beers with Braveheart, the beer cast with good sides and best buds. I'm joined again today by my best bud, Will.
Hey.
And today we're drinking the Strand White Sand Imperial IPA. Let's do this. Ooh. Wow. For a double IPA, that's actually pretty smooth.
Oh, yeah.
That's numbers.
I know they say to always judge a book by its cover, which is why I'm glad we did. When we went to Pavilions, I saw
nice
this
label.
brand. Yeah, the label. Label. And I fucking loved it. It's so clean. Wow. It's got good white space. Actually, what's funny?
Your style, huh?
It's totally my style. It's funny because you call something that is well balanced having good white space, and this is the inverse. It's actually good black space. So,
yep.
I guess you can't go back once you go.
Can't go back now.
Space.
Speaking of style and space, what the hell is that? We're changing it up. This is new too. Look, oh, it's so nice. Oh, it's so pretty. Oh. Yeah, we're changing it up. We're trying to class this place up a little bit, see if it works. Tell us what you think. We might ignore it and keep doing it anyways.
Yeah,
just a heads up.
It's up to you. If you like the new background, the new environment that we're in, where are we right now? Spain. We're in Spain.
Español.
We're in Barcelona, Spain.
Barcelona.
This is this is Mies van der Rohe's Barcelona Pavilion.
You're not using the lisp. You're supposed to use the lisp.
That's right.
When it's Spanish. It's Español.
I can't do it. I have terrible accents.
That's fine.
But should we? I think we should peep this out. Let's peep this out.
Let's peep the poopers out. This is actually a variation on the White Sand IPA. Normally the White Sand is an Imperial IPA, but this one's a double IPA, which means it's about 1% stronger. It's basically all it boils down to. But it's from Strand Brewing Company, which is based out of Torrance, California. And the double IPA version has an ABV of 8.5%, whereas the Imperial would have only had 7.5. But the IBU is about 85 still. It's supposed to be served in a snifter, so we've replicated that as much as our budget will allow.
Yeah, this is my favorite kind of snifter.
Snifting makes me feel good. Yeah, Strand is the first Torrance beer that we've had, which I had no idea until about a year or two ago how big of a hub that Torrance is for beer.
Yeah, I had no idea.
There's a shit ton.
That's awesome.
It's also not as surprising when you consider that Torrance is a massive city just by landmass. It's huge.
Yeah, they have earth.
Lots. Terra under the Torrance.
See.
If a strand is a white sand. But Strand was founded in 2009 with the intention to bring world-class beer to the South Bay from the heart of Torrance. They actually have a tap room that they just moved to Dominguez Street, I think is what it's called. But it's the tap room is basically just a tasting room. Sometimes they'll have food, but for the most part, it's bring your own food and bring your own dog. And it's open for everyone. So we should go.
Yeah, hell yeah.
We'll bring butter.
Butter would love it.
And we'll bring butter, and we'll bring butter sandwiches, and we'll get a butter beer.
Hell yeah.
Let's do it.
Butter that fucking bread and shit. Oh, God, yeah. Please butter my bread, butter. I really like this beer.
I do, too. For a double IPA, like I said at the beginning, it's actually pretty smooth.
Yeah. And it's interesting, like, we always look at the bubbles, but this one actually, like, they're sticking to the glass as we move it. Like, it's a pretty, like, I don't know if there's legs in beer, but.
There's probably an equivalent. You said it has nice legs. I forget which one it was the other day.
Yeah.
It might have been the.
It was a beer.
It might have been the raspberry one.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's something interesting. Yeah, you keep doing this. I'm just like, I just like looking at the bubbles. Yeah, there's not very many in the actual liquid, but Yeah, it does stick to it pretty well.
But the flavor too, like it's not very bitter. What was the IBU on it?
85. It's tied for the most.
Interesting.
But again, that's based off of the type of malts that they use.
Yeah, it's true.
It's a measurable. Yeah. Because the other one was the Modern Times, which Casey had.
Right.
Super sweet. And then the Rustic, the Rye IPA, which was very
really
sweet.
Good.
But I think, again, that was the rye that made it so sweet.
Yeah, I wonder what it is. Like, let's see, going back in. Yeah, just really malty.
Yeah.
It's nice. Like, it's got a nice film to it, I guess. Speaking of film, what does this beer remind you of? Like, the essence of this beer, the label, the flavor. Is there any kind of California specific
movie
that this is like pulling out of you?
Well, for one, I mean, I think the guard tower is based off of the guard towers off of Torrance Beach.
Yeah.
Which is technically in Redondo, which is weird. So I've been there. We actually were shooting there the other day. As far as movies, what's weird is the font. It makes me think pirate. Piratey. I don't know why.
Really?
I think it is also the fact that it's white on black.
Yeah.
California black and white movie.
To me, this is super American History X.
Well, that's California black and white, yeah.
So, like, yeah, the beginning, the history, the way they do black and white.
I guess it's just the past that's in black and white, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
flashbacks.
The way that they, like, using black and white is really I guess a design language, and it's actually showing it's becoming generative in a way. But also the lifeguard tower, and how the beginning of the movie talks about how writing a good essay, actually the beginning and the end of the movie, it's about writing a good essay, and how you have to end it with a quote and begin it with a quote.
Yeah.
To leave it on a good note. And as that's being said, there's seagulls flying over the ocean. You look at the lifeguard tower. Like, to me, this beer, maybe it's a subconscious thing. That's why I like it so much. Is I love American History X.
It's not that subconscious if you're telling us about it.
I guess.
But that's interesting. Well, there's also a lot of it is like the basketball scenes are on a beach basketball court, right?
Right. In Venice Beach.
Is it set in Venice too?
Yeah.
I don't know why I always thought it was more northern California.
Oh, really? Yeah, it's all Venice, because it's about like the changing of the neighborhood in Venice, and that's where a lot of the racism comes from and stuff.
Yeah. It really is a good movie.
Yeah.
Not sure how stoked they would be to be associated with it, but if they like movies, then they're probably fine.
But it's not a.
No, you're right.
You're
right.
Bad movie.
It's
a good movie.
It's only saying that if you don't understand the movie,
exactly,
which a lot of people don't get it. They're like, "Fuck yeah, fucking American History X." Yeah.
See, I've never met anyone like that.
I've known one or two.
Okay.
And it's like, that's not. Did you watch that? Did you see the ending?
Yeah, the movie
see
American History X is not in any way a good movie for Nazis. Oh shit. No. Yeah, it's
most
very anti-Nazi.
There aren't a whole lot. Well, I guess because they don't really get popular. No. I guess Birth of a Nation is the closest one, and that was before the Nazis even.
Yeah.
And that one, it was black and white. It's weird. A lot of the really old black and white movies are more like amber, just because of the way the film was and how it's aged. Mm-hmm. So it's like, it's not really black and white, but...
I didn't realize that Instagram, all the filters on Instagram, are actually types of film.
Oh, yeah.
That's what the names are. Senpai, or not Senpai.
That's the one that you really notice.
Yes. Yeah, Senpai and Hentai something.
Whoa.
Those are the two filters.
Yeah. It's funny. I was talking with someone the other day about how even in modern digital editing software, the language that they use is still based off of how they actually used to have to edit. So it's still, if I have to make a cut, it's a razor blade icon, because they literally had to razor blade the film strips.
Oh yeah, that makes sense.
Instagram is they're using actual different grades of film as filters.
Yeah.
And it's the only reason it's still there for the most part is there's an established language, true, but it's also so the old people can know what they're doing.
It's true with rendering too, like in architecture, and I mean not just architecture, but like video game rendering and all this kind of stuff. you have to have exposure, you have to have like shutter speed and all these kind of things to get these scenes set up perfectly.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Yeah.
it's interesting how there's a lineage from the original, whatever it is, the original object to the more digital.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Huh.
It says something about history. It says something about black versus white, future, present, Bush to 9/11. Either one, we're never really sure.
God damn it. Is this the first time you've mentioned that in the whole show?
No.
Oh.
I think the first couple episodes, I was convinced that Bush did 9/11. Now,
But you didn't say anything.
no, I think I did. I think I'm not
Yeah?
sure. Maybe
I don't remember.
Either way,
Either way.
we don't know what happened. We know Mayor Giuliani tried to get rid of as much evidence as he could in the very beginning. Burnt everything, sent it to the dumps, to the trash heaps. It's a good beer.
It's a good moral of the story. It's a good beer. So what should be the scale? What should the scale be? I think Edward Norton's appropriate.
1 to 10, pussification to aggressification.
It's good because it's a double IPA, which is aggressive.
Yeah.
Which is interesting. Okay, what's the Edward Norton part, though?
So, the pussification.
So 1.
0 is his portrayal of death to, or his character in
Smoochie.
Death to Smoochie. Smoochie.
I
Smoochie.
love that movie.
I do too. Robin Williams is amazing in that movie. Death to Smoochie, 0.
To Edward Norton. What's
American
his name?
History X.
I forget his name. Kyle.
I don't know. I don't remember.
Insert name. I'll just put his name in there.
I give it a 9.
It's pretty aggressive because it's a double IPA. So what would that be? I guess it'd be Incredible Hulk. It's pretty aggressive.
Yeah.
But it's only when he's angry.
He's also aggressive.
The problem is
Birdman too. Birdman, he was pretty aggressive, but in an artsy kind of.
You know what? I would put an 8, and that would be his role as Birdman, because he's still like, he's aggressive, but he gets his ass beat.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, I'd put it there.
It's
Good.
delicious.
It's a tasty beer.
Yeah. It's not a drinking game beer in any way, but it's a very nice beer.
For a double IPA, I honestly was expecting like Arrogant Bastard level.
Yeah.
Which is rough. I guess it's low in alcohol. Maybe it's the alcohol level that really determines that, which are usually higher in double IPAs.
Yeah.
But
it's such a nice beer. It doesn't have a bad aftertaste. It's really enjoyable.
that was a good choice.
Yeah, you know what? It's like they always say, judge a book by the cover.
Yep. Well, if you want to judge our book by its cover, leave us a like, and you can share and subscribe. But that's all the time we have for today. We finished our beers. We had a good conversation. So thank you, Will, for coming.
Thanks for having me.
You're welcome. Thanks for having it here. And the end.
Bye.